the Portland Trail Blazers now one step closer to taking this baby home right here. Vinny, how incredible was the moment and the game for Damian Lillard?
I mean, I think I saw a list last night like at 3 a.m. because I couldn't go to sleep afterwards. And there's like 6 walk-off series game winners in NBA history. And Lillard has like 2 of them.
He has 2 of them.
Michael Jordan has 1. Ralph Sampson has 1. There's a couple others.
Michael Jordan has 2. Lillard has 2. Ralph Sampson has 1. John Stockton has 1. That's the full list.
In all the years of the NBA, and we're like a couple years from 75, to have that short of a list and for you to have 2 of those in a 5-year span, like to me, being in that market, being in the age of super teams, saying, I'm not going to go to a super team. I'm going to have whatever it is that's here, stay here with me, being an Oakland kid, being a guy who had to deal with Russell Westbrook, say, I've been, lighting you up for years, and him to come out in this series and put Russ out, mano y mano, like there's nothing better than that, because as point guards, it's just you and that other guy on the island, and he took it to Russ all series.
And in a year that in college basketball, Virginia redeems what happened the year before, losing to a 16 seed to come back to win the whole thing. Damian Lillard last year, up to the moment the playoffs started, that was the pinnacle of his basketball career. First team All-NBA. His team gets home court advantage in the first round post LaMarcus Aldridge, something they had not been able to do, and they get swept out of the playoffs by a Boogie Cousins-less New Orleans Pelicans team. Rajon Rondo, old man Rondo, outplays him. He shoots 35% from the field in that series. Can't take advantage of his backcourt mate CJ playing great. They get swept. To come back the next series, outplay Russell Westbrook in 4 of the 5 games, and to finish with this, score 50 in a playoff game? Kareem never did it. Your guy Isaiah Thomas never did it. That little Isaiah Thomas actually amazingly did it. Shaq never did it. LeBron hadn't done it ever until last year in the finals. Like, 50 in a playoff game is special. A game winner, series winner, you said it. Happened 6 times ever. Only 4 people ever have done it. He's now done it twice. It was a spectacular game with an unbelievable finish from a guy who just keeps elevating himself in the NBA hierarchy.
I mean, it was a remarkable shot. Even look at this photo right here. As far as Paul George with his limp, he's got his hand right over his eyes, and Dame still knocks it down from 37. So I think that you have to think about Damian Lillard and the time for which he's playing basketball. He's got 2 of these iconic shots already, and he's playing in an era in the Western Conference where Steph, a point guard, has been MVP. Chris Paul has been dominant for a decade. Russ has been MVP. Harden has emerged, now playing point guard as an MVP. I mean, look at the point guards just in the Western Conference. And to say that Damian's career has been underrated, where he's playing at in that smaller market in Portland, them not having success in the playoffs, man, I'm glad that if there was a guy to be able to hit a shot or go through something like this, I'm glad it's him, because he has really deserved it. Unfortunate bad luck late in the season. They lose their starting center. So this playoff, they already had a built-in excuse. As Bill Parcells says, man, you already got the back door already open. You got an injury. Man, you can go on out the back door. People won't even care. But, man, in this series and in that head-to-head with Russ, a guy who's been a nemesis of his, Bill knocked down that shot, this will not be forgotten in NBA lore for a long time.
You know what I think about? I think about 2 things, and I'll give your boy LeBron some credit here. That moment almost struck me. Remember LeBron, his first playoff appearance against the Wizards? He walked up to Gilbert Arenas, patted him on the chest, and said, if you miss this free throw, you're going home. And that's exactly what he did. The audacity to take a 37-footer with the time expiring, don't get me wrong, it's not a win-or-go-home situation like Jordan against the Cavs, but 37 feet.
If you miss, you don't lose. You go to overtime.
Just the audacity to take that shot against maybe the defensive player of the year in Paul George and send them home.
If there's one guy that you want defending a 37 for it's Paul. And Damian, he analyzed it. That was going to be his best shot. Because once he drove into the lane, because Paul has such length and the time and what's on the line, he's going to be able to bump him.
Listen, I thought they executed the final 2 possessions brilliantly. They got the 2 for 1 perfectly, which without getting the 2 for 1, OKC's holding for the last shot, right? Like, so without getting or OKC has the opportunity if you don't make the previous shot. So they get the 2 for 1, and then Dame, I think, was evaluating this. I don't mind if we go to overtime. We are playing better. We are on a run. I've been the best player this whole series. So what I'm not going to allow for is I get in the lane, somebody comes to flex the ball, they get the last shot. There's an offensive foul on a pick. I get swallowed up when they don't call a foul late in the game. I'm just going to take this 37-footer. And Rachel Nichols tweeted this out. It's crazy. In the playoffs, Dame is 8 of 12 on 30-footers. The rest of the NBA is 6 of 38. So, like, he hit the first shot of this series was a 30-footer, and the last shot of this series was a 37-footer.
And to think about this, guys, the teams often take on the personality of their best player, right?
Yes.
When they went down double digits late in that fourth quarter, there was no panic. There was no scare. There was some calm.
Yes.
They methodically came back while Oklahoma City unraveled. And if you're going to say that one is an indictment of Russell Westbrook, you got to say that Portland, even you take the shot out of it, just their poise down the stretch. I think Portland's going to the Western Conference Finals, and I don't think it's going to be easy for Golden State or Houston to get out.
All right, well, Portland now moves on to face the winner of the Spurs-Nuggets series. That is it for OKC.